Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of the Lich Please podcast. As always, I'm Iwan and I'm here with my co-host Alex. And today we have two very special guests joining us. Two of my players who I've been playing with probably the longest currently. Going on 2 years now, we have Rosie and Emma joining us. Hello.
Hi.
Oh.
Yeah, this feels strange.
Yeah.
It is. It's a different experience, isn't it?
It is, definitely is, yeah.
Yeah.
Also less intimidating than when we normally start D&D, because I'm not shouting roll initiative at you to wake up.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
That's because there's not an impending sense of danger when we're on the podcast.
Yeah, and everything
Still
Iwan
kind of
says,
is.
and everything Iwan says, you have to be like, okay, is it actually what he says, or is he like foreboding something, or
Double meaning, yeah. You can read between the lines, you're like, is that actually happening? Yeah.
are you nice, or are you just playing with us?
Hey, I've given you guys some fun magical items, like the skull bombs and the wet pebble.
I mean,
The wet pebble was weird, and so was like the glowing pheasant. That was a strange one.
I'd forgotten about the glowing pheasant. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
mean, it's
was. We never
something.
understood why it was, but fair.
I mean, officially at the minute, one of your magic items is the smartest member of your party.
Yes.
That's just how it is, though, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
It's just how it's happened. It just has
It's
to
the
be
most
like that.
intelligent member
Yeah.
by like 2 points.
But
What is it, 16?
she's also
It actually
a
is,
bitch.
isn't it? Yeah.
16
I
intelligence,
think we looked
yeah.
it up, yeah.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that sword. That sword won't even let me touch it. Disgusting. Wow.
I mean,
It
it
just
says a
insults
lot
everyone.
about
It's great.
Forty.
That's why I love it.
What's your sword? Yeah.
It is my sword. That's why I love it.
Yes.
But-
She called me. What did she call me?
I think she called you a
Oh, I
wench.
don't. Yes. I don't think we should be repeating that so vocally here within a minute of the podcast starting.
That's fine.
A very
But,
bad word.
Yeah, the thumb was not pleased by you touching it.
No.
No.
I mean,
Classic first question on the pod. How did you guys get into D&D? I mean, I think I know the answers for one of you at least. But yeah, how did you guys get into D&D?
yeah, I
After
mean,
you.
I think I started watching Critical Role as a lot of us, and I saw that nearby game stores had like initiation lessons, or just like a session to get to know each other and so on. So I just went for it all on my own in a group of all guys, because there were a lot of guys and I was the only woman. But then that was so awesome that I just started looking for groups to play in. And for me, it was easier to play online. So I started to look online, and then with university and so on, I also found some groups in the city where I study. So like it was like a lot of little groups that aren't currently playing anymore, but like just tasting from a lot of different kind of D&D groups. And then I found you guys. And now it's like, how many years later? 2 years?
It's getting 2 years,
It's
yeah.
like
It's
2 and a
years.
half almost, yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I think because we
so-
started in September,
It
right?
is.
Yeah.
It's
So a very
it's
long
like 2 and a
time.
bit. It is, because I was still in my old house then, and I've been here for a
Oh,
year and a bit
yeah.
now. Almost 2, so
I had just graduated, so it was 2021.
Yeah. So
yeah,
a long
so it's
time
like
ago.
Yeah.
a
For, like-
long time. 2 years, yeah.
Group-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like how I started.
It's a long time, yeah. I mean, it's just me and Emma left from the original group, but
Yeah.
the best two, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Chaos
that's
duo.
So I think the original group was you two,
yeah,
M,
yeah.
Mm, yeah.
and I can't remember who the other one was. Alex, my friend Alex.
Yeah.
Alex.
My
Rose as
DM
well, I
guru,
think.
my first DM.
Rose was in the first one. Yeah.
I can't believe you guys have Alex before me.
Yes, but she wasn't original, was she? She got added later on when we lost Alex.
Oh yeah, so she did.
Well,
I always forgot that. Yeah.
If it's all the same Facebook group chat, there's quite a few people that's been in with you.
There's still a lot of people.
Yeah. Some people have left in to as legacy players.
Yeah. Some of them come back occasionally, like little NPCs are like, and then they disappear again.
I'm still waiting for Rose to show up randomly.
I know. I'm waiting on it. I feel like she's just gonna appear one day, and we're gonna be like, oh.
Yeah.
I have told her to message me privately when she wants to come, so you guys don't know it's happening.
I thought it would be so good if it was just like a surprise and she's like straight into the Discord. Yeah. That'd be so funny.
I've got some plans. I've got some things up my sleeve.
I know you do. You always
have
risky business. That sentence was. I've got some plans. I don't know. Yeah, got me a bit scared.
Cool. So I mean, we've spoken about my homebrew one a couple of times. But now, as we have more players, now might be a good time to speak about it more at length.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, it definitely has a Game of Thronesy vibe, I think, but it's less.
I've not seen it, so I'm gonna have to.
It's less intense than Game of Thrones, I think.
Yeah. I mean, currently
so far,
it is.
Yeah.
It's got a lot less sex in it, to be fair, which is good. That's how we like it.
Yeah.
I feel like that would probably be quite awkward for you if you were just.
We say that, but like Wednesday have been relatively randy compared to you guys.
I mean, I think like in session 0 we discussed it, and some of the party members weren't completely comfortable with it. So
I think it was Lashara. I had it down in my list, and it was like I think the question was, how do you guys feel about in-character romances? And it was Lashara who's not down to fuck, which is why I wrote it down as, and everyone else is down to fuck. So
is that what you wrote in your notes?
That is what I wrote in my notes.
DTF, not DTF, of course.
I think we all pretty much agreed that is not an aspect that we want to explore, which is good. I'm not down to do that.
Yeah, nah.
You need to be dad get close. There was that time in the town when we were there for a week.
Yeah,
and there was that really strong lady that I think in the arms.
Zephyrina Stormrider.
Yeah, and that was close.
The mayor's daughter, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
But how do you guys think you're doing?
In terms of like progression?
Like however you interpret that question, how do you think you guys are doing?
I mean, as strange as it sounds, I feel like we're still in like the prologue. Like we still have to get to know each other, have to get into our character almost a bit, like shape it more, and like find out the dynamics between each other and so on. So I think we're still early on and have a lot to develop and so on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah,
we are 23 sessions in. And Emma says we're still figuring each other out.
Yeah, we started.
It's actually been 23 sessions already. Yeah. Wow.
I think it's about in-game a month.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't help that everyone is like really secretive.
That's true.
Dan's not. There's nothing. That's not. Dan hides nothing. Nothing to say everything.
Everything is written on that boy's face. Just
no secret. That is true. That is very true.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, I think
everyone is.
Also part of the fun.
It is.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Like, because it's actually getting us thinking about the campaign, which Iwan is already very happy about. We have conspiracy chats. Like, I think
I know, and I think that to me as a DM is like one of the greatest compliments I can have. Is like, you are like plotting and like conspiracy. Like you show that you're invested, and I'll really appreciate that. That's pretty good.
I mean, we have two, right? We have one with Lashara and Layla, and
yes,
one
that's
without him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because those are the two the sneakiest ones. They're the ones with the most to hide.
Yeah.
Well,
There's something going on there, and we're going to find out.
Oh, absolutely. We do lore dives like weekly to try and find something. If we learn something new, we're like,
three are like the lore gremlins that have like read my Bible.
I know so much
Alex
about this lore.
Definitely is.
I read
it.
it.
He's like
study
in
it
every
like
day.
I've got a tab open with it right now. I keep one open every session, every week. I have it open just in case I need to refer to it because it's just important. It's very important. Yeah.
I mean, I still have to like bring on structure in my notes because like right now everything is just written down and I have to like categorize it and like this is something about the characters, this is something about the lore and so on, so I still have to organize it.
That's organized. That's very organized. Mine's just all a scribble and I read it and I'm like, what does that mean?
That's true.
And I'm like, I'm sure I'll remember, it's fine.
So I mentioned before we started that Wednesday do something that I was going to bring up today. They have a Google Doc where they can all edit and they can note take together during a session, which is a
good
cool idea.
That's really
nice. They
Alex's face lights up there.
See, I don't take notes. I don't. Everything's in my head. The only thing I have on notes is Dan's birthday, the calendar,
I forgot you worked
that list that I got, I don't know, maybe 10 sessions ago of the merchants or people to hire to work for me. That's it. That's all my notes. I don't take any notes. Everything's always in my head. No. Oh no, I've got the rats written down. Of course, I've got the rats. Okay. But they're in the channel as well. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the rats?
Yes, please. I love the rats.
I feel like we need to talk about the rats.
Yes.
I feel like we kind of have to now.
Well, so
you are the rat man.
Yeah, Dan is the rat man.
Basically, for the people listening, in our campaign, me and another character called Tyr have basically robbed some rats and put them in a bag of holding that only holds rats, the rat pack. The purpose is rats is like a big theme of food in this campaign. Yes, food and alcohol, believe it or not.
It is.
But so we wanted food on the road. Obviously, there's rations, but environmentally friendly. We can grow our own food if we have a rat pack. So that's what we've done, and then we named them all. There's a lot of names. We've got like Leonardo DiCaprio, Quentin Ratatino, obviously
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett
Johansson.
Steve Buscemi. Yeah, maybe the best name. But and it's integral because every session since we've had the rat pack, I think we've gone searching for rats. Last time we found 8, 4 girls and 4 boys. It was perfect. We're going to grow so many rats. I
mean, do we already have names for them?
The ones we found last time, yeah. They're somewhere.
I can't remember. I'd have to look at my notes.
To-do list.
I did write them all down. Yeah.
There's a lot of names. I think Hugh Ratman was one of them, if I remember off the top of my head.
Hugh Ratman was one.
Roden Keating is another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There were some good ones. It was all just rat ones. It was great.
There's so many.
So many.
Yeah, it's I feel like Steve Buscemi. It's possibly one of the better ones. Which is, there's no rat pun there. It's just Steve Buscemi.
Well, yeah, we've got the rat channel. We've got pictures, and I just sent in a picture of Steve Buscemi for Steve Buscemi. It's Steve Buscemi.
We were looking for pictures of the rats. It got interesting. Oh dear.
For me, and what I really like about this campaign is, I think we did the other campaign, which was the Fantasy High inspired one, and that felt quite fast paced. I mean, within a year, you guys were level 10, 15, something like that. So like we blew through levels really quickly.
10. Yeah.
So I wanted to like do something slower and like really have that sort of progression of. I mean, I think I've taken to a point where maybe it's too slow for you guys right now.
I have the crippling need to get my. I homebrewed a subclass in June, and I've still not been able to use
it's level 3.
It's saddening.
It's level 3.
Alex, I want to be honest with you. The fact that you homebrewed your own one makes me want to level you up last.
I knew it. I knew it.
That's me.
That's just
my homebrew subclass has 11 views and like 6 ads. I'm basically famous, so we've got to play it. It's
I'm
amazing.
excited to see this. You keep talking about it, and I'm like,
it's good.
I don't know what it is.
It's good.
The first iteration was quite overpowered.
What?
It was a little bit overpowered.
It was like reverse overpowered. The level 17 one I gave myself was really
the level
not
7
that good.
was just essentially pointless.
Yeah, it was basically like a suicide attack. Well, I can say it because it's not in it, but it was I think I had like I upped my armor class by 5, but then every enemy had to attack me and wanted to attack me unless they saved on a throw. But like I would have died. Like regardless if my armor class up by 5, I just would have died. They would have killed me. It would have been it.
There wasn't even like a mitigation of it has to be melee attacks. It was just like everything chooses to attack him that round.
Oh my god.
That would have been dead. It would have been a TPK.
Yeah.
But nothing, I don't think, apart from that one, got removed. Everything was just toned down.
Yeah, and then some got changed for like the levels where they go up and stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, progression rather than.
Yeah.
So nothing was essentially removed really, which is cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It is.
Still, you guys are gonna have to wait until level 3 to find out what that is because it will spoil everything.
Which I think
it's going to be another 2 years.
Yeah,
it's going to be a while because we've got your campaign coming up.
Yes, we do.
I'm
How far are you planning that now?
Actually, quite, but I've decided to stop for a bit because then I was looking at the map. I was like, we've still got ages before we start mine, like December. I was like, okay, I'm just going to slow down a bit because I was like bum rushing everything. I was like, yes, I have to finish it all now. I was like, yes. And then I realized, but if something comes to me, which it did, and that's what I put in chat earlier, if something comes to me just on the fly, I'll just like write it down. Or if it's something like important you guys might want to know, per se, that all the gods are going to be Greek, I will just send it into the chat.
Love that.
Because
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. That's cool.
Yeah, same.
But like, I think
are they going to be like pirate versions of the Greek gods though?
Like, then they won't be Greek. They're Greek gods. But they won't be from Greece, right?
Yeah.
Their names will be Greek still, but they will not be from Greece. You know what I mean? Like, it won't be the big colosseums and structures to worship Greek gods. It will be different. But you guys will find that out eventually, won't you?
I have one minor request for your campaign.
Sure.
Oh, God.
I want you to include Black Bart TV.
Sure. Sure.
Really?
Sure.
I mean, he's a famous-ass pirate.
Yeah. I mean, there will be famous pirates that appear.
Bartholomew Rogers. He wrote the pirate code.
Yeah, there will be famous pirates that
appear. And he's Welsh.
That's exactly what you want him, isn't it?
That's the only reason I want him included.
No, I'm planning to have like famous pirates, like the IKEA version of IKEA Lidl version of famous pirates. There might be some non-real pirates that are related to things I really enjoy. I'm not hinting at any sort of thing I really enjoy.
The reason I said this is because I think he is the inspiration for a certain pirate king in a certain anime that Alex really likes.
I don't know what anime that is. I've never talked about it.
It's strange, right? It's the name slipped my mind.
Actually, something piece, something like that.
Yeah, 2 pieces, 3 pieces.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
couple of pieces. Who knows?
20 pieces.
There will absolutely be One Piece references. And I've made it in my brain. I've made it that if they'll be really low key. So if anyone spots it, in my brain, it's going to be like, you can get an inspiration because you spotted the hidden reference. I might just do that for references, though. I might be like, oh, here's a really, really hidden reference. If you do spot it.
I think we would be
I'm 40 episodes in right now.
if it
40.
wasn't.
I am.
You're not going to get any of the references.
15.
I'm getting over the hump. I think I've crossed the hill, and I'm joking. I can see your face, and you look horrified.
There's no hump.
Even Emma's in it. She's like, oh dear.
So you guys have done. We did Lost Mines.
Yeah.
Yes,
we
that
did
was the first one we
the
did.
Fantasy High Homebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've done this one. Of the three, who's been your favourite character that you've played?
What a great question.
That is a
Definitely
good question.
Rain.
Rain was good. She was so good.
I am a huge fan of Rain. Rain was great. Do you want to briefly explain Rain to Alex?
Please.
How do I explain her? Just killing lovingly.
Yeah.
Loving violence.
Killing with kindness. Literally.
I also think ADHD and block capitals represent Rain to a T.
Yeah.
Just like every impulse she would get, like normally you would be, oh, I won't punch that guy. Rain would just do it. Even if she knew like it was a bad idea, she did it. Like no impulse control.
That sounds absolutely great. I'm not gonna lie.
She also had twin rolling pins that she had.
Yeah, I can say her weapon were just rolling pins.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
That is pretty cool.
Rain was epic, to be fair. Yeah. I think we will circle back to that campaign eventually, for like some one shots or something. We'll
we'll that would be good. Back, yeah, I definitely want to play my druid again. That would be good. But I think Finnan is my favourite. I'm not gonna lie. I love him. Cool. He's my bard in the current campaign. He's a little half elf bard, and I just love him. He's so sassy. He's just great.
See, now that Iwan knows the TPK's coming, you shouldn't have said. He's
no.
Kill Finnan.
Touch Finnan and shoot at him.
I'm far too invested in this campaign. You touch my
blow, I will rage quit.
I do think in this campaign though we will get some character deaths.
I expect a TPK.
Probably.
I do expect one.
I mean, I would be surprised if
it
wasn't.
Yeah, I'd be surprised as well. I think early prediction is going to be Tyr. I love him. He's great. But because we're at the front the most, we get hit a lot. Even though we have higher armor class. So early prediction, I think it's going to be Tyr. Only because I also have like second wind and a shit ton of potions. I just don't go down.
True.
But Tyr doesn't have second wind.
That's true. And Stone's Endurance.
No, but he's got some...
and Stone's Endurance, yeah.
He's got some freaky things going on though.
Yeah,
He does.
Yeah.
Should we get into that? The group of perfectly normal half elves.
Perfectly normal half elves.
So let's start. Emma, what race are you in the campaign?
Half elf.
Rosie, what race are you in the campaign?
Half elf.
Alex,
what are you?
What race is Dan in the campaign?
I'm a double elf. Yes.
Thank you, Dan. We have Lashara, half elf. Tyr, half elf. Lila, regular elf.
Yeah, she's a full elf.
It's interesting because there's a lot of things that some people do that half elves definitely can't do.
Yeah.
I think I'm like the only regular actual half elf that's not something freaky.
Using meta knowledge that everyone is pretty sure that Rosie is the only actual half elf, but in game everyone is a half elf.
Well,
and Dan's a double elf.
I think I know what out of game. I think I know what nearly everyone's races are. I know what Tyr is in my head. I know what Tyr is. I'm not sure, but I have an inkling. I know what he is.
Okay. Do you want to vocalize your inklings?
I think he's an Asimir or Asimir.
Okay.
I think it's just the wings and the elf-like look. It's possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wings threw me off at first, and I was like,
I think Lashara is like a half elf. I'm sure she is. I'm sure. I think she's also a normal half elf.
You aren't smoked. You smoked. I saw that.
Idea.
No, I'm not smoking.
I mean, I know what Lashara is, but I won't share.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't know what
Astra also knows what Lashara is.
Yeah.
I have no idea what Astra is.
Oh yeah, you've got that secret thing going on as well. I forgot about that.
I have no idea.
That was like right at the start.
So what do you think everyone else is?
I have no idea what Astra could be. I can't piece it in my head. It's elf-like, but there's so many things that are elf-like. It doesn't help.
There is.
Like, if Tyr didn't have wings, I wouldn't know what he was. But like, because he's got wings, I'm so sure he's an Aesir. I'm like 95% sure that he is, and the 5% could just be you guys have made like your own homebrew race just for Tyr, and that could be the case. But
would I do something like that?
Yes.
Yes.
But obviously, Dan's a Goliath. He's the only one who doesn't look elf-like.
Good boy, Dan.
Like that's at all.
Outwardly, yes. He thinks he's a double elf, so...
And Lila's not a full elf. She's a half-god. I'm sticking by the fact that she is the child of the Raven Queen.
There's something.
Okay.
There's definitely something godlike.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what I got for everyone. I think this is off my knowledge of lore.
Yeah.
And like your lore and D&D lore. That is what people are. Still, I have no idea what Astra is, but I haven't even got conspiracy theories for Astra yet. I've got so many for like Lila and Shara that I've not thought of any for Astra. Don't worry, I'll come up with some.
I feel like we're neglecting you. I'm sorry. We need to work on that, Alex. We need to think up some for Astra.
I think I've also been like very tight-lipped with like details and so on.
Actually, that's
like,
true.
It's completely opposite with like Rain from last campaign. She was like an open book.
Rain was
like right now. It's like I'm just not going to let
I think
we're gonna have to work on that. I'm gonna have to.
Also, you missed a couple of things with school and stuff, so that doesn't help with the being there for things, which can't be helped.
To be fair,
but
not many backstories.
You managed to sneak away because you've not been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
you're on the radar now, so you've done that to yourself.
I don't think anyone speaks about their backstories apart from like no one asks, which doesn't help. Like, because no one's asked anyone, I don't think, apart from interrogating Lila, right? So no one really knows many backstories. Like, for instance,
a bit salty there, Alex. You're like, no one
ask me. Ask me now. No, everyone knows Dan's backstory. I mean, you could, but it's Dan's just had a happy life and he didn't pass a night exam, and that's it. Like,
boy.
I'm pretty sure, session 3. Yeah, I think session 3 I came out and said that Dan didn't pass a night exam because he got asked.
Yeah.
It was like, why are you in this adventuring party? Because Dan didn't be a knight. But there is backstory to that, but you guys won't know because Dan doesn't know. It's my own little side part.
I need to make a note to interrogate all of you because I need to know. I mean, I'm very nosy by nature. I need to know.
Anyone else? Because I think you've spoken about this, Alex. You've gone in with Dan. With an initial idea of what Dan's character is going to be, with him being this knight, and that's changed into him being a merchant.
He's still
anyone else sort of
not the chance
experienced something similar where you've had an idea for the character and it's changed now that we're 20 sessions in?
So I can't believe we're 20 sessions in. Kind of. At first, I was just going to have Finnan be just like a little happy bard, just doing whatever he wants. But then I've kind of added like little bits as we've gone on that I can potentially make into like a bigger story, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's nothing major yet, but it's just like little bits that I can... What?
Nothing.
Sure. I've written it all down in my backstory it's like, on Beyond.
I've got some wiggle room, right? I've got some wiggle room.
You're not doing that again. You're not doing that again. Last time, I said he had a little bit of wriggle room with my backstory. He brought back my parents from the dead and made them the BBEG. And we had to kill them.
Oh,
that was his idea.
That's not an overreaction. That is literally what happened.
Yeah,
that is literally what happened. That was like a whole big part of my backstory. I was like, oh, they're dead, yeah. And then he's like, no, they're not.
Yeah,
Uno reverse. They're alive. Yeah.
And your guardian, who was your father's friend, is actually your half brother.
No, he was my cousin.
Oh, your uncle.
My cousin.
Oh, yeah, your cousin. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah. And then I found out I had a grandfather I didn't know about as well, so I was just sat there traumatized, getting all this information. But yeah, it was great.
I haven't forgiven you on for that.
No. Never again. So I will never let him have wiggle room with my backstory.
It did make it better, though.
It did. It was a good
straight freedom for mine. Yeah. I for the part you know about that they don't, and Dan doesn't. The night part, that part. Remember?
Yeah. Yes.
The reason why he didn't. Yes. Yeah. The reason why he didn't become a knight, why he failed the exam. That part. Yeah.
I'm just gonna nod, and you can keep talking, and I'll read it later.
You can't remember.
I can't. It's hard to speak in code. I can't say anything, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about because it was like
you can tell us
the big part of the backstory.
Sharing his parents.
Okay.
But Dan doesn't know either. It's not a thing Dan will know, right? Because it's what it's. I can't fucking say it. This is gonna bug me. You'll know what I'm talking about. You will. It's why Dan failed the exam to be a knight. It's the reason he failed the exam to be a knight. I'm sure we talked about it.
I promise you I will read it and I will message you so that yes, I remember.
Please do.
I'll message you sometimes if you've got the people who are involved. I feel like saying that when I click the switch.
I'll be honest, there's so much going on in my head right now. I genuinely cannot remember a word of your backstory.
I'm not fussed because it's not Dan's character arc yet, so I'm not fussed. Like, you can do it whenever, I don't care.
Yeah,
like, it is what it is. Nah, I ain't fussed, yeah.
Speaking of, who are you going to do next? Whose character arc are you going to do next?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Tyr. It's going to be Tyr. I'm throwing out now. It's going to be Tyr.
The way that
just want to know.
I think it's come together quite easily is there's a lot of people had backstories I could intertwine really easily.
No, that's fair.
And that I had an idea for the campaign and they came with his backstory and it slotted in so perfectly that I just couldn't ignore it. For example, the two prophecies that you got that are differing, I think that works really quite nicely. And that worked really well. The fact that, I gave that to Lila, like, session 1, and you guys didn't get the prophecy until, like, session 12. So that was something I was sitting on for a while and working on for a while. And I only had that idea to put it there was when you guys were like, oh, what's that ruin? Should we go there? And I was like, okay, well, it's putting it there then.
Showtime.
Yeah.
I mean, that tied in really well, though, because it was like ancient ruins. Creepy prophecy. I love that. That was great. Like, I love that kind of thing. Where you're like, ooh.
But I think location-wise, it's probably going to be 2 people in this call now, in this podcast, that are going to, their backstories are going to start to rise.
Ooh, that is not helpful at all.
I know.
I've decided
to know, so I have forewarning, so I can like add to my backstory. I need to make it better.
Emotionally prepare ourselves.
Exactly. I need to prepare myself for the PTSD.
Has your plan for Astra changed at all, Emma, or are you still very much?
I mean, I think like the global plan hasn't changed, but like more so like personality and so on, like how she portrays herself and like how she interacts with someone, because like I was mainly planning her to be like timid and like not very vocal, and
which is very, very un-Emma.
Yeah.
Very un-Emma.
Try to like quiet down, but then every time Lashara speaks, like from the first session, like something happened between us, and like I feel like Astra can't can't let that go, and like right now she's just focused up on Lashara. So I think like to to Lashara, she is like another person than the other side of the party, because like with Lila, everyone is, I'm like more like nice and like building flower crowns and so on, but like Lashara is just we're just battling it out. So I'm still like trying to find how I want to, how her character personality would be, and like I'm still like figuring it out. So I think it will still change, but I don't know how. I think it's more like that.
Yeah, I think I can see that. When I like read the character sheet, and I was like, I wonder how Emma's going to do this. Because going from Rain, it was such like a smash cut contrast.
Yeah,
it was kind of I see what you mean though.
It's I mean, somehow it's harder to play. It's harder to play Astra than Rain. Because like Astra is more like you have to think like what would she do, like okay, I want to do this, but is this like in character for her? And with Rain it was just, oh, I want to do this, I do this. It was like no thinking, just doing it.
Yeah, that is true.
So like it's I mean, to be honest, it's quite hard to get sometimes into her character and like play it as she would. So like the role playing is harder this campaign, but it will be fine.
That's good. So, what are your backup characters?
I've got mine.
I'm not even going to jinx it. I'm not going to jinx it.
I mean,
I know Alex has his. We've discussed yours before.
Yes.
Rosie, we've briefly discussed yours.
We have. That's true, actually. Yeah. I have a few. I just like making characters. That's why.
Yeah.
So I have a choice, but hopefully nothing will happen to Finnan in the immediate future.
I still have to think about it.
No.
Like.
Yeah.
I absolutely have no idea. So maybe I should start.
I don't think we're at that point yet.
This question feels very ominous.
I hope not. Yeah. I would like to play Finnan for at least a while longer, because I think he's got more to add. That sounds so cheesy, but I think he does.
Yeah, I don't think any character at the minute has got to a point where their death would be narratively satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe once we reach the end of the goblin arc, maybe there'll be something there that people are like, "Oh, I'm done playing this person now," and they can die.
They can die.
You're just looking for an excuse to TPK. You're like, oh, new characters, anyone?
No, I don't. I think the campaign would only work as a continuation in my mind that I've got planned right now. If things continued with the Cis party with maybe one or two new additions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've already envisioned how Dan's gonna die. Like, it's either he'll die saving the world, or he'll die doing something so stupid, like he has no idea what he's done. He'll just die. Yeah, it's either or. It's one of them.
I will tell you now, I don't like the trope of adventurous saving. I know it's pleasing for you guys and you want to save the world. I'm not a huge fan of that trope. I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
It's kind of overdone, I think. I mean, yeah, it's satisfying. But I would much rather have like something happen that then adds into something, and like does it that way. And then it like gives people fuel, like, revenge, rather than it's because I'm dark. But I'm like, add some more trauma into the backstory. It'd be fine.
Exactly, which is the wiggle room.
Yeah, I mean,
not the wiggle room. The wiggle room.
You're gonna make me kill my parents.
I've given you more freedom this campaign, I think, with my backstory. So the wiggle room.
Yeah, I think I could see that. There's more room with yours this time. I'm not at the minute sure how I'm going to implement it. I've got some ideas, but I think the way that the campaign is going right now, it would go in a direction further away from the way that yours would go, and kids is more of the party leading that way, and that's kind of what we're building up to. We're going to follow that for now, but I've got some things planned.
Yeah, more trauma.
I think
more trauma.
The important question now, obviously we've been talking about characters and, you know, who's your favourite character and whatnot. Favourite subclass and class? Always an important question to ask, that we've definitely asked every episode.
I should have been thinking about this beforehand, but no.
I think I can kind of guess maybe yours, Rosie. For me,
I am very transparent. Yeah, go on then. Tell me what you think it is.
It's like druid ranger vibes, forest person. Yeah. I'm not too sure. So, like you float between the two. I do like you playing actually. A bard though. I think you play an interesting bard. A bard who doesn't cast too many spells is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm saving them. I've been like, I literally have a list on my phone.
For 20 sessions.
Insults. I have a list on my phone of vicious mockery insults that I'm going to use. I've just been collecting them, so they're all going to come out. And I've got some other ones for like Tasha's hideous laughter and everything as well, like all of that. There's lists.
Oh, nice.
There's lists. Nice. So it will come out. I've just been. I want to make it worth it. I don't want to be like, yeah, your mum's weird. Like, it's going to be something good.
Yeah.
What is your actual favourite subclass though? Your class and subclass.
You kind of guessed it. I do like the druid ranger kind of. I just feel that's I'm able to work better with them. I do love playing a bard, like I am loving it, but I just find I'm able to sort of connect with those characters more, and it makes it. I don't know why. I always make people really sarcastic and cynical, which is why I'm trying to be the opposite with Finnan. He's kind of like But yeah, druid ranger. Anything green, really, for some reason.
Yeah.
As you can tell. But yeah.
And what about you, Emma?
I think definitely like a melee class, because I'm not good with spells. Like, it's too much. Like, you have like a big list of all the spells you can use, and like you forget about one and you have to prepare them, and it's just too much for me. So like just melee classes. One time I played like a swashbuckler rogue, and it was
very cool.
It was very fun to like go in, do a lot of damage, and also have like bonus action disengage and so on. So you would like go stab, retreat, like just the attack and retreat would be very fun. And like there's a lot of interesting stuff you can do with it, like mechanically. So I think that one. Also, Barbarian was just fun, like...
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
It was very straightforward.
It was, but it was funny the way you played it, though. It wasn't just like, rage all the time. But it was funny the way you played it.
Yeah, no, because like, I would forget about my rage.
Yeah, you would.
Literally.
I had to make like a big note, like, don't forget to rage.
Don't forget to rage.
I think there were a few times where I was like, are you raging, Emma? And you're like, yep. Then I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Note that down.
I mean, I would probably forget it as well. I would be like, oh, yeah. And just completely go past it.
I would constantly forget it.
Yeah. But like, I think I haven't played a lot of classes, so I still want to explore more. Because I think I want to try Druid or Bard.
I mean, that could be arranged.
No.
I really want to play like a Bard. Because I would be... Yeah.
I think you'd be a great bard. You'd be an amazing bard. No, please don't.
Yes.
Yeah. All bard party.
I mean, I'm thinking about playing a bard for Alex's campaign. So
yes, please do.
That'd be sick. Yeah,
please do. You would make such a good bard. It would be so funny.
And with the idea of everyone being old, it's like extra funny. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for this. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
It started out as a joke that we're all going to be OAPs, and now everyone's like, no, we're actually doing this. So...
I think the only person who's come to me and said they don't want to be old is Tyr. So, like, he'll be the young person on the ship. There's got to be a young person. But he's making a goblin. Like, it's fine. He's making a goblin.
Goblin's funny, though.
Yeah.
Tyr, I'm going to talk to you because I want you to be my adopted goblin grandson. Who I refuse to accept as sentient and just go, my little goblin friend. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Worth.
I mean, he can be like the care home staff. He's like our carer, right, for a day trip.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, that's actually so much better. Yes.
Please take your medicine.
I can make the So obviously you guys are going to have crew because a ship doesn't work with just 6 people, believe it or not. So it's up to you guys if you want them old. In fact, what we can do is like you guys can make a crew member yourself, and then be like, oh. Here's the crew member I want.
Yes.
I saw the look in Iwan's eyes there.
Yes.
You guys can make a crew member if you want. Like it would be probably a crew member each, like 12 people on the ship. So yeah.
That's actually a fun idea. I quite like that actually.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean I've got a few plans.
To come up with them, but
it will. It will.
That's. I think that's a rough.
Yeah, we can do that.
Come up with a lot of NPCs because you guys talk to fucking everyone.
Yeah.
There have been times that I've had a really important NPC somewhere, and you guys have not spoken to them, and you guys have spoken to the most inconsequential person ever, and I'm like, why?
Like Elsa.
Well, I'm
like Elsa. Elsa was funny. Elsa is a recurring character that appeared in. God, was that campaign 1?
Phandelver, yeah.
It was Phandelver. She's been around.
I mean,
she's stalking me.
Yeah,
she won't leave. She won't leave.
She is possibly the most enthusiastic, fun-loving, joyous person alive, and Rosie fucking hates every fibre of her being.
I don't even know what it was that started it. I think it might have been the voice that you're doing. You're like, oh, hello. And I was immediately like, no, I don't like this person.
I mean,
why? Everyone's like, she's great. And I was like, no, get her away from me. And then she reappeared in the next campaign. And Iwan's like, there's a lovely person here who might look familiar. And I was like, you haven't. Hey, guys. No, get her away from me. And she's in this one as well. You managed to bring her through 3 campaigns. Just to torment me.
She travels the universe.
I literally wrote in my notes like Elsa and like a little line, the big bad evil for
Literally, I feel like that's going to be the end game. It's just going to be Elsa and me squaring off.
I mean, it's so funny.
That's fine. When my campaign starts,
but it's just funny.
I mean, you don't speak to her much anymore. She's kind of an important NPC, but she's not too relevant to you guys because you can just not talk to her.
Yeah.
I do have a question. Okay. Like, is it going to really inflate my head or deflate it to such a degree that I stop DMing?
Oh no!
You guys have played with me since I first started properly DMing back 2 years ago. Has my style changed at all? Or has it been pretty consistent?
I'd say it has. Be careful, okay? You need to fit through the door when I say this, all right?
Yeah.
I'd say it's gotten better. You've definitely... I mean, obviously, because you first started when we did our first, campaign, you were just sort of getting into the groove of it. But now I would say, definitely better. You've kind of got... You can tell you've got, subplots in the back of your mind that you're, bringing forward. Whereas before, because you were just starting, it was kind of like, this is what we're doing. Let's move on. Next one. Which was fine. That was great because like some of us were still like getting used to it and like being online and everything. But now you can tell that you're plotting, which is terrifying, but also good. And it's just it flows a lot better as well. I find like you can tell there's just a continual flow of like information and stuff. Sometimes it's like, oh my god, I need to keep writing this down, and I'm like, oh no, say it again. And you're like, nope, too late, you missed it, and I'm like, so much stuff. But it's good, definitely.
That's good. That is good.
I also feel like you're adapting better to
your
what
shit.
We want and what we appreciate, and like I think like we like the balance between like silly stuff, but then also like the more heavy things. So I think like you're better at anticipating what we want, and also like the plotting and so on, and like it's more intricate, and that's also
it is.
I definitely think I don't know if you can see this, but it's the one thing I try and take from Dimension 20 is Brennan's balance of the humorous, lighthearted, silly stuff that they do, and then having that tone underneath that does have that cementing you into the world.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think is something that he does far better than me. But it like correctly,
you'll get there.
It's his job. Yeah. I'll never get there. That's his full-time job. I'm a researcher.
You never know. You are, but you could research D&D.
I could,
but... You could teach your authors to play D&D.
Don't say that. I have a master's to finish. Don't say that. I will do it.
Teach your authors to play D&D. That's your way to the top, right there.
That's true.
You send
us
them
to roll D20s.
That's far better.
That is true. I do study others.
That is true. We do get author content.
Yeah, very cute.
No, you don't get author content. You don't get author content.
No, we don't. No.
No. You don't get author content.
We get random photos of different authors that aren't anything to do with that. Yes. But yes, correct. Anyway, yes, your style as a DM has definitely improved, and like Emma said, probably because you played with us for so long, you can like almost anticipate what we're gonna do, and you like add in different bits that you know that we're gonna enjoy or hate, which I think is pretty good. It just makes it more personalized and like makes it so much better, honestly.
And I also feel like I have never felt like you were railroading us. Like,
okay, that's good.
Somehow
you haven't had that side yet.
I don't know how you do
Emma.
it. I don't know how he does it.
I was going to say, I bet Rosie begs to differ.
Yeah.
Wiggle room. Not anymore.
Yeah, but like I have never felt like you were pushing us in a direction.
No.
Like eventually we'll get there, but like
it takes a while.
I don't know how you do it, because we do some
some weird shit.
Things. Yeah,
we really do.
I think that's something I've told you guys from the beginning, especially in this campaign. You guys are aware of what the sort of main story is in this world.
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not. I've told you from the beginning, like you can choose to follow it, and you'll discover more about it. But that story isn't going to stop because you guys aren't delving into it and exploring it. That story is progressing without you guys delving. And I think that is something that I try and do. Like, you guys exist within the world. The world doesn't exist for you.
Yeah. No, I love that. See, I think that's a really good game style to do. Like, because you have the main story, and then you can go and do all of these like side quests, and then come back to it. I think that just
I've not told you what the main story is
so much more. Huh? You haven't told us what the main story is.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I thought
you guys have an idea of it. You guys have kind of just like
vague idea.
Yeah, but I've not directly told you this is the plot of the campaign.
No, you haven't. Sneaky.
Which is a way I like to play, because you guys can discover... I mean, you guys have done things I didn't plan on you guys doing.
Yeah, the button god.
Kind of...
The button god being a prime example.
Yes. Oh,
yes.
Bertram.
All praise
Was it Bertram?
Some of you can intro that if you want. It is Bertram.
I don't even know how to. It's so bizarre. So we were in... This was after we failed at escorting a caravan, and we were inside the goblin caves, and we were finding all of these very strange things, like a glowing pheasant, a suspiciously wet pebble that was just constantly wet for no reason, a skull that was a bomb, and a chest full of buttons.
And gold. There was gold in there.
Yeah.
There was gold as well, but the buttons were important. And then we got back to the town.
I want to say this for the record. The buttons were not important. I cannot state this enough.
They weren't.
The buttons were not originally important.
No, but Lashara wanted to take them.
Yeah, one of our party wanted them, so she took this massive chest of buttons, and then we got a very weird, suspicious note that was like, I can't even remember what it said, but it was like, come to this address, and it was very creepy.
Yeah.
And then we went in, and there was just this man covered in buttons. The most bizarre-looking man you could ever see. And what was he called? He was called Bertram
Von Brown.
Button or something. That was the one. There we go. He became the button god. And then now we made Iwan make a language called Buttonish that we have to roll d20s for every session to try and learn. So he has to come up with a whole language.
Wait.
Based on these buttons. You forgot to roll your d20, didn't you?
No, I did. No. I don't think you were there. Were you there on our last session? Rosie, were you there?
No, I wasn't. No.
I rolled another 20. We're 2 20s up. Yeah. I think it was last session, wasn't it? Like that I rolled
it was last session.
Yeah, we're 2 20s up.
Oh, good.
More. Yeah.
Alex is going to get there first, so you better get working by.
Yeah.
Chop on that button.
So, from my point of view, what happened was I made a map, put a chest on there to make the map look somewhat pretty. Bashara sees the chest and goes, is there anything in there? Internally, I go, well, fuck it, there is now, isn't there? Because you've asked about it. Panicked, there is buttons hiding some bags of gold. Okay, fine, buttons. She'll take the gold and leave the buttons. Oh, the buttons could be important. I'll take the chest of buttons. Fuck, okay. Right, these buttons have got to be worth something now. And they were like, oh, there's a god of buttons, and jokes. I'm like, fuck it, okay, there's got to be a god of buttons now. I'm not making him an actual god because I'm not making them have made a god in this world who is a man. And now there is the Grand Order of the Arcane Button. There are various magical buttons. Mm-hmm. There are button mancers. There is I forget his actual title. The Grand Buttoner. His High Holiness, the Grand Buttoner.
Like that, that sounds
about right. There's an
right.
entire button cult who are always watching.
Mm-hmm. Always.
The button people are always watching.
Take you to different planes and stuff.
There are.
Wasn't
very
it like
fillery, but we move.
There's button beer. There's two kinds of button beer. There's an actual beer, and then there's the one that Bertram makes where he just pours buttons into a glass and hands it to you.
Yeah, there is that one, which is not so good for your teeth, but it's just being friendly. You just want someone to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. He's lonely.
Yeah, for good reason.
So, in terms of like what I've DM'd, I would say there is possibly one story that we could consider a D&D horror story.
Oh, God.
Which is where I killed Emma outright.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the power word kill story that I've heard about?
This is the power word kill story.
This is the power word kill story.
Happened at the end of a session, and I was tempted to leave it there.
It was so traumatizing.
Do you want to tell Emma, since it was your...
Yes, Emma.
It was raid.
I mean, Rosie has to help me with like details and so on. But basically, we were just strolling around, I think. We were going somewhere, I don't know where. And suddenly, like, the Queen of the Feywilds showed up. Yeah. Like, the big bad evil we were which was the end game, and like we had to fight to get her seat, which is still a very questionable way.
There was some very questionable wording that went on in that campaign.
She had God seed.
Yeah,
she did.
From Dur,
which was still.
But like, she just she suddenly showed up. Like we weren't expecting her. She just appears.
Yeah, we were on like a bridge, just like a stone bridge that was like going into her land. And we were flying on dragonflies. I remember this because mine was called Steve.
Yes.
And we had Bob,
you were flying on
Dave.
Dragonflies.
I think we had George as well, actually. There might have been a George.
Possibly.
I can't remember.
Possibly. I don't really remember, but there was.
But yeah, they were like big dragonflies. And then she just appeared out of nowhere. And we were like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And before we could even do anything, she was just like, power word kill. And Rain was dead.
No, that's not true.
Screaming. Yes, it was true.
No. Because she gave us the chance. Everyone had the chance to hit her one time. And
so
Rain,
they did, that's true. I was wrong, yeah.
Like, when she attacked, I think, Philippa, Rain had a reaction and, like, attacked her a second time. And then she used power word kill. And I was a barbarian, so I think I had like above 90 hit points. It was a lot, but
it was like it was really high.
It was a lot, but as I think power word kill, you have to be above 100 hit points to survive.
Yeah.
So like Rain, who was a barbarian with most hit points, like she just went down, like just because
instantly.
Yeah, and like everyone was in shock. Like I think
there was stunned silence, and then there was just screaming in the Discord. We're like, "What do we do?"
Some of us were crying. Some of us were like hysterical.
There was some crying, and there was some screaming. I think there was a lot of swearing as well. I think it was mostly me just going, "Fuck!"
And then she vanished. She disappeared at that point.
She did, yeah. And then we had to try and bring you back from the dead while shouting at the demigod that was in our party. Calling you useless for not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a demigod at that point. He was a straight-up mortal.
Yeah, he was made mortal.
But we still shouted at him because he did nothing.
He did.
So.
he was useless.
He was pretty useless. But yeah, that was more trauma caused by Iwan.
Yeah.
But not something that we would consider a true horror story, which I believe Alex has.
Yes, it is horror story time.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that was a seamless intro, by the way. I'm just
so smooth.
That was a beautiful segue right there.
I never saw it coming ever. That really surprised me. No.
Seamless.
Yeah.
Getting so good at this.
So the title for this one is "Group of Players Attacking Another Has Mentally Drained Me." I chose this because, Iwan, you've been a DM for a while, so I'd imagine you've been mentally drained by players before. Because even in our campaign, you probably have.
Never on a Wednesday. Mostly on a Monday.
I understand that.
We just like to keep you on your toes.
That's all it is. True. That's all it is. So, it starts. About 3 months ago, I started a homebrew campaign. Joining me were a group of 4 that were all related, siblings and their boyfriends. They're not all, anyways. A friend of mine and another player is the group of 4.
I mean, where are they from?
True, they could be all related, siblings and boyfriends. Yeah, you're right.
You never know.
True. Everyone, as far as they've told me, has actively enjoyed the campaign and the way I DM. But over the past 10 weeks, those 4 that knew each other have actively attacked, accused, and gone against the other player, claiming they're clearly evil or shady, that their characters don't trust them, and making that player feel actively uncomfortable. Initially, it was kind of interesting when it was just one of them, but you could see they were coming from. You could see where they were coming from. But as it started to get more heated, I actively introduced things to show that no, this player isn't evil. They're just in a bad situation. It came to the point over the last two sessions where they have brought up minor direct quotes from the player about things as simple as whether they were outside or in an entryway, part of their backstory, and using slight discrepancies of this player playing a character not ever actually having been in any such situation in real life as means of proof that they're shady. I have never in all my years as DM seen such an active and blatant agenda against another player, and I'm exhausted from it. I like to go very deep and hardcore when it comes to lore and character backgrounds for all my players and do what I can to create an interesting story. But when every session gets sidelined because player A has noticed that player B said 7 sessions ago at this time on this date isn't exactly the same as what they said this session, it means that my character hates her, has made me want to put my head through a wall. I made the decision after last session to remove those 4 players, and I don't for a second regret, as I do have a couple that want to join, but I'm also gutted that those 4 characters that had fun backgrounds that I was super excited for the party to explore. Basically, players pick on one person, DM gets exhausted. That's like the story. It's short, but I think something has clearly happened in real life with the person who didn't know them and the main group. Surely, there's no other reasoning. Like they could just be doing it because they think it's funny, but I don't get this. Surely.
Also, how did the new person get added?
They are friends of the DM, I believe.
Yeah. So okay. How I see this is the 4 of them wanted to play D&D as a friendship group, and this DM has added someone new, possibly without consulting them, and they've gone, oh, if we just make them quit, it'll be the 4 of us again. Rather than embracing a new person into the group. That's kind of how I read it.
I think at the start, there's 6 players, I think. It's the group of 4, so I think it's 2 siblings and then their respective boyfriends that know each other, and then a friend of the DM's and like a player that was with the DM. Or the friend
so
even.
It's not just a group of 4.
It's a group of 6, I believe.
Oh, okay, that completely gets. I agree with you then.
Yeah, that's really. It's odd. I mean, obviously it's short, so I think the DM hasn't asked them any questions, right? Because I feel after a certain amount of time of a player getting attacked by other players for just existing, I feel like the DM should have asked them something. Like
the DM should have got involved ages ago before he got exhausted. After the first session of noticing all 4 of them picking on someone, should have immediately got involved.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, without that.
There should have definitely been a chat and been like, "Is there something that you need to discuss? Like, what is?" There has to be some sort of like, unless they're all just being petty.
Which is entirely if this person has made you uncomfortable, you need to tell me because
you can't do anything about it.
As a DM, it is your responsibility to run the game. Exactly.
Because also
definitely, I agree.
Group, like, it should be also the job of the DM to like create a safe space. Like, if something happens, like I know in our group, if there was a problem with another player, we just send you a message and you would be involved. But like, if you can't create a space as a DM where everyone feels comfortable to go to you and like talk about problems between the group members, like I think there's something in the dynamic of your group that isn't great. And then I think it's good to talk about it, but also if it's really problematic, like to remove the players from the group, but still like you have to talk about it.
Which we have done. We had to remove someone, if you guys remember.
Yes. Yeah. We did.
Which I don't quite remember how that came about. I think I got a weird vibe from him. Kind of just in the way he spoke to some of you guys, and I was like, I don't like this, but like if it's just a mini problem, I can't kick the guy out. So I approached you two, and then you were both like, no, it's.
I mean,
it was it was very sort of condescending at times, and he was like, well,
I felt like
I played, and it was a bit much.
I felt like he put Emma down quite a lot, and I didn't particularly appreciate it. that's just the vibe that I got off it. And the way he would speak to like you two was very different to me. And the only difference that is between the three of us on a voice call is gender.
Yeah.
Very clearly, that's the only
definitely.
difference.
And all he ever wanted to do was just attack things as well.
It is. And it's not one recent.
No, this was like in the last one.
He would.
But yeah.
I think it would be also like a bit like main character syndrome. Like he wants to be in the spotlight.
Definitely.
But for that, he would do like very stupid thing.
I've been shot.
Yeah, but like in a way that the party would be harmed.
Yeah.
It was like
and that it didn't fit with our vibe because we just wanted to have fun, but like at the same time we were into like that role play part of it because we wanted to build in the story, and he just wanted to do combat after combat, and he would try and like start combat when there wasn't any and be like, oh, when are we going to fight someone? And we were just like, we're enjoying doing this, why are you trying to ruin it? And yes, he did keep going on about being shot, so it became a running joke. We're like, did he tell you that he's been shot?
Yeah.
It got to the point where I think he thought you were in on the joke with him, and you were like on the other side of the joke.
Yeah. It sounds bad, but if you'd played with this person, you would have seen it. It was just one of those ones where he didn't fit with the group. I'm sure there's a group out there that was
with them, and at the end we were like, we are going to go in a different direction, and we are not inviting you back to play. And that was a very awkward conversation for me to have.
You did well.
It was not a pleasant conversation.
I felt bad that you had to kind of deal with that by yourself, but
it was
at
my
the same time.
Though, but...
It kind of.
I mean, I'm sure every DM's probably had like bad players. I mean, I get the luckiness of starting with a group I already know, but I was also planning the reason I asked in chat today about you and the Wednesday group after we finished Act 1, if you're going to keep on DMing, is because I thought you just wanted to break from DMing, because I was going to be like, oh, I can DM my campaign for the Wednesday group after they finish Act 1 if you wanted to. I was going to be like put out that offer.
I can float it to them if you want.
Yeah, like we can do that, or I was just going to open my campaign up after like a month or two to other people to DM for like a different group as well.
Yeah.
Because it's always interesting to see which way people go in a campaign.
I can float it to them. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. If they're down,
I'll play in your campaign twice.
I think I'd cry.
Yes, you haven't had the pleasure of playing with Iwan yet. It's an interesting experience.
Yeah.
It's
always fun.
Very chaotic. You think we're bad.
I'm not prepared for this part. Like, I'm not mentally prepared because this is a pirate campaign, right?
No.
And that means a lot of looting. And we have party members who loot a lot, anyways. So I'm gonna have to figure out so many things in chests, and that's not even the whole of it. There's gonna be so much work.
We love it.
Oh God.
The only time that these guys have seen me play was in Call of Cthulhu, where Lashara ran the game. And I didn't know Lashara at this point, so I was being respectful. I'm coming for your throat, buddy.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Were you being
prepare yourself?
I mean,
you were being awkward with your 90-year-old man with his elephant gun.
who was clearly gay, but like
no, he wasn't.
Not gay.
He just had a long-term friend who lived in New Zealand, and they shared a bed for warmth in his 40-bed mansion. It was just practical. They were just
nothing fruity there at all.
Yeah. I mean,
nothing at all.
We should clarify that the reason this joke was it was 1930s, so obviously not very socially acceptable. That was the gag there.
Yeah.
So it was very ambiguous. Aren't they?
Yeah.
Which was funny.
It was Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart is what we were going for.
That was the vibes we were going for with our two old men.
That was the vibes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping to get everything sorted out by the end of November, like everyone's backstories and subclasses by the end of November. So I have it all wrapped up for December. If we're still looking at December date.
Might have had a better idea for a character that
send me the idea. Send me the idea, and
I mean, I'm happy sharing it here.
Oh, go ahead.
Do share.
It's just like old lady, old man. I'm not decided on like the actual thing yet, but it's she, whatever, has gone for a walk down the road, and they've bumped into in their words, a lovely young man who asked me to go out and collect a few things. And they've been asked to go out and collect the finger of a dog, the tears of a dead man, just like a bunch of like really obscure weird shit. They're like, oh yeah, I'll just pop out and get them. And they've been given like warlock powers, and they refuse to accept that this person was a demon who's given them like who they made a pact with. And they're like, no, just friendly, just a friendly young man who asked me to get a few things.
I love it. Oh my god, that's so good.
Your the character you sent me is a warlock as well, right? You're going for
a warlock. It's still a warlock, yeah.
Yeah. You're going for a card. So you decided on warlock.
I liked your other one, yeah.
I do like warlock. Yeah. I think there's a lot of role play aspect for the warlock that I can explore. That I'm kind of in none of you have done warlock, so that we can't explore that patron aspect.
I mean,
really like.
If Dan died, we would have a caster, but Dan's not going to die. Hopefully soon.
We have a caster.
Yeah, but like a sorcerer or warlock was going to go.
Yeah,
I mean we have two full casters.
I guess we do, don't we?
Rosie's a full caster. I'm pretty sure. Bard's a full casters, and you're a full caster. And
I always forget about that actually.
Yeah. But I want to sort out everyone's because I think so. Rosie, you sent me yours as well. You sent me your idea, which is a really fun idea. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really excited to make stuff for it.
I still need to figure out what we're gonna do for the class and the subclass. Yeah, you haven't seen it.
I've seen the Hero Forge.
He's seen the Hero Forges. That's all. They're so good. Yeah. I'm so happy with them.
And then Nashara put her idea in the chat. Which I think's hilarious.
We've spoken about it before. Yes, the 4-plank leg centaur is incredible.
And I think it's just
so good.
Emma, your idea, Lila, and Tyr. But Tyr said he wants to play a goblin, which I'm excited for because I'm making goblin. I'm actually making Boblin the goblin. I know I've said it in session before. I'm deadly serious. He's going to be the merchant, like the world's singular merchant. He will be everywhere you need him to be. He will be there. He just will show up, right? He's going to sound like Borat.
Oh, I love it.
He's going to be amazing, and I want there to be another goblin to talk to. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
You make it like a Nurse Jenny officer.
Wait. From Pokemon,
it's Officer Jenny, Nurse Joy, isn't it? That's the one.
Yeah.
It's just like they're all cousined and they're all called Boblin and they're all just like scattered around.
Yes. It will be alphabetical. It'll be like Aoblin and then Boblin and then Coblin, and it will just go down to Z.
Coblin.
And they all sound the same. They'll all be Borat. They'll be like, "Hello, welcome to my shop. Today we're going to sell some things. Come by." That's exactly what you're
doing. Are you going to do voices in the campaign? I want to hear all these different accents.
I might. Just for Boblin, I'll do a voice, like specifically for Boblin. But like some things, I might do a voice. I'm not great at a lot of accents. Some I can do. So we might. We'll see. If it comes out, it comes out. If there's a voice, there's a voice.
I can do
just go with the flow.
2 pretty solidly, and I can do 1, which you are never going to hear, by the way.
I mean, I still find your good doorbell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
best monotone doorbell in the in the world.
Let me warm up the vocal cords, and I'll give you a doorbell now.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't.
Pressure's getting to him.
Ding dong.
I still have the recording of that. I still have
They did that for so long. I felt like it was 10 minutes of my real life just going.
I mean, we made you do it like multiple times.
And I'm really sorry, what was that noise? And he was like, bing bong. Bing bong. I still have it. I keep that video. It's very, very dear to me. Just because you go bing bong.
But like,
he did good. He does well to put up with all of our shit. He does.
Yeah. But Alex, like, I have a pretty good idea what I want to do for your campaign.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want me to share it here or
Go ahead.
Yes.
Share
if you want to, I'd love to hear it.
I would love to hear it too.
It started with like the siren ID in like the chats. So I'm trying. I don't know the gender yet, but I'll try to make like a bard who is like a siren and like a playboy.
I like it.
And
yes,
then, like,
I love it.
They haven't yet like realized that they're old now and like not really in the market anymore.
So cool.
Nice.
And also like they had like a lot of flings in the past, so like they have like a lot of exes and like children that they don't know, like
children.
So I'm going to make
I am definitely making my old lady one of your exes.
You can go ahead and like make a list of all the exes and like a little backstory, like how they met and how they departed from each other and so on.
There's going to be a crew full of your children that are searching for you. Just now, that's going to be a thing.
Yes.
If you make that character, they will exist and they will pop up at some random points.
So good. Oh my god, we could play them in a one-shot. Just all Emma's children looking.
Oh, speaking of one-shot.
That would be so good.
I think, what was it, 2 episodes ago, we had 220s Later.
Yes.
And he was telling us about the game. It was either a module or a homebrew, where they one-shotted the intro to the campaign before. So he made people make characters. Now, I was debating either not telling you guys that I was going to do that, make you make characters you cared about and killed them all in the first session for the one-shot, or tell you guys, which I'm doing. So I want to start mine the same with the one-shot, because I'm doing one-shots already. I've talked about this before, that I'm going to do one-shots in real life and online to do some world building. But I want to start the thing with a one-shot that leads into the first mission, whatever, the introduction into the campaign. So just make fodder characters at some point, is what you guys, just the characters you don't care about. Like, they can have a backstory. But yeah, I thought it was a great idea.
I'm going to make a Goliath called Sam, who wants to be a knight.
Yes. Has he recently gone into the real estate business out of interest?
No, he actually hates capitalism.
That would be so good.
Well.
God.
Yeah.
See, this is only like the chaos is starting. This is where it starts.
So I think we've spoken a couple of times on today about times that you guys have fucked up. Across all 3 campaigns, what would you guys say? Alex, you can just say for this one if you want. If you can think of one, which one you think you fucked up the most on?
This one. When I didn't read out prophecy.
That's true.
Purely
that was an
because
interesting one.
couldn't be bothered in real life. And I was like getting ready to say it, and then one of our other party members decided to read it for me, which I was quite happy about. And then I was like, oh no, I should have read that. And then Iwan's like, nope, nothing's happened, it's fine. And I was like, something should have happened. And he was like, nope, it's too late now. So yeah, I think I definitely messed up on that one.
I mean, I think like the session with Power Word Kill, like when
that was
I made the second hit, like I thought like I'm fucked.
Yeah, like, I was about to say that's not your fault, and then I was like, no, wait, you heard twice.
Yeah, it was my fault. I should have known. I shouldn't have done it, but I still did it. I mean, it was a wonderful moment, but at that time, it was fuck.
Yeah. So, I think none of us really could believe it happened. We were just like, he hasn't has he actually done this? And we're like, are we hallucinating? Did this actually happen?
At the end of the session as well.
Yeah.
There was so much discussion at the end of that session. And he was just sat there giggling to himself. He was like, well.
Yeah. But that was,
which was infuriating.
It was a major
That was a good
up.
one.
It was.
I mean, yeah.
What about you, Alex?
Well, in the campaigns I've been in with you, I can't think of a time Dan's actually properly fucked up. Like, obviously when we all left for the goblins, but like that's just you know.
I mean, that was
a
all
decision.
of us, though. Yeah.
But like as a time Dan's fucked up, I don't think he has yet, because he will, and I know he will. In terms of other campaigns, like I fucked up really badly in some other campaigns, but like one of them was my first campaign. It just happens. My life lesson from that campaign is never go somewhere by yourself. That's the lesson I learned.
Yeah.
It's always a bad idea, especially in that campaign. It was a shit idea. Should never do it. But yeah, I honestly, like this campaign, not so much yet. He will. It will happen. It will be a big one.
There's been nothing major apart from maybe when. Well, to be fair, that was kind of half of us when we followed this lad into the swamp. And we were like, there is bones on the floor.
Yeah,
we shouldn't have done this.
True.
And you were just having a little conversation.
Though. Yeah, that did end really well for us.
It definitely opened some questions about certain people in the group. But it was a good fight, fighting the massive toady boys, but yeah.
I mean, the whole part with the sloth was like...
It was like a fever dream.
Exactly.
We were like, are they eggy? Are they not eggy? But
eggy?
Just constant.
Is it sexually transmittable? That
was in my opinion.
When just our brain stops working.
On your biggest fuck up. Let me set the scene for you, Alex.
Oh God!
You've just murdered a relatively major NPC in sort of a modern setting campaign, right?
That one.
You search their body and you take various artifacts from them. You know, things like keys to their house, keys to their their bank vault, and things like that. You go home. A couple of months later, you remember that you stole keys from this rather important NPC, and you've got their bank account key. You've got their bank vault keys, and that they might have some valuable information in their bank. Bearing in mind, you left their body on the playing field of your school, where everyone could find them, and everyone did, and there was a big investigation into this teacher's murder. It's your teacher as well. I don't think I said that. And then you head to the bank vault. You walk in, you open their bank vault by telling the people you'd like to access this person's bank vault, and then you leave expecting it to be okay. What you find is there are police outside ready to arrest you, because how would you have this man's keys? The entire time they're in this vault, I'm like, surely at some point one of them's going to go, hang on guys, quick question, how do we have his keys again? Why are we doing this? Should we have done this secretly? No.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
To be fair, I think we all thought it had been less than like a couple months. We thought it was like kind of not instantly, but like within a short period of time where like maybe they hadn't discovered him yet. And we were like, yeah, we have his keys.
I'm pretty sure I told you that you were researching you said you were researching in the library for like weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it was the same session, I think, with the doorbell.
It was.
Yeah.
It might have been. It
was.
But as in a DM perspective, that is, I think, the group's biggest fuck up.
Yeah. To be honest, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll let you have that one, yep. But then we did get rescued by the little halfling SEAL Team 6.5, so that was top notch. So
yeah, that is true.
It was pretty good. Oh dear. Yeah, I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I haven't done anything stupid. And Iwan's like, let me set the scene for you.
Now that we've got three of you that are in a conspiracy chat.
Yes.
Let's hear some of your conspiracies.
Oh God.
Not, shall we?
I
think
like
the big one is very known.
Yeah.
Wait.
The big one being that Lila is the child of the Raven Queen.
Okay.
Yes. That is one of our...
Yeah. That one came...
There's definitely something.
Yeah. I think that one came to fruition when it was the session where the feather popped up, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is when...
I mean,
that came to fruition. Something like
that. Was it when she fainted?
Yeah.
Had the vision? Yeah.
Yeah, and she started having visions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, Rosie, you said there was one about that the fallen star is Lila? Or was Lashara?
Yeah.
Lashara, yeah.
Lashara, yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
I thought I told you about this one.
Okay.
But yeah, no, just that was just the vibe. I still maintain that there's something.
You know, so wait, the star that has fallen or is falling?
The one that has fallen.
Yeah.
Because that fell 10,000 years ago. Over 10,000 years ago.
She's just old.
I know.
20,000 years ago, actually. A long time ago.
I know. But that's just the vibe that I get. That she's one of them, and then there's going to be this other one. And it's going to be like that duality between them.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know who or what's going to be the other one, but that's just one of the theories that we have. Well, I have, but yeah.
Interesting.
Those are big ones. I mean, I'm not sure what else has been in the chat. Yeah. There's theories like off the top of my head, but like every time I think of a theory, I debunk it in about 20 seconds. So like, those are the big ones that we've got. Still, it's just of those two though. That's the thing. I've not got I've got minor underlying theories for Tyr, and none for Astra. And Finnan's not been in Whispers, like in such an important sense that I need a theory for Finnan yet. So it's fine.
Not for a while. No, he hasn't. He hasn't been in Whispers for a while. Actually, he's a good boy. He's not got anything.
He was in Whispers last session.
Yeah, but then that all came out about 5 minutes later.
Yeah, because I couldn't stop laughing. So because of the way Iwan was furiously typing in the Discord, all of these different thoughts.
Should we read out the script?
Please do.
Oh wait, what's his name? Songcleaver.
Songcleaver, yeah.
Yeah.
God, these people are dumb as fuck. Why are you with them? Leave them. This will get you killed. I mean it. They act like they haven't seen a sexy ass blade before. If the big one touches me, I'm throwing hands. Don't let her touch me. I'm not some back alley whore to be passed around. Pick me up. I do not wish to be handed around. I'm not some piece of meat. I'm a classy blade. I'm a one-man blade. I don't like that one. The black-robed freak. A pale bitch, that's what she is. They are death if they aren't careful, and that's the last thing that the blade said.
Yeah.
This was all happening while everyone was speaking to me, and I just kept laughing. Everyone's like, "Are you okay? That sword's cursed you. There's something wrong. What's happening?" And I was just laughing at all of this coming through on my laptop. Everyone's like, "There's something wrong. Why are you laughing?" And I was like, "I'm just laughing because you're all freaking out."
I mean, it was a cursed blade that was like converted.
I mean, yes. It was cursed to start with, and then it got reforged. So everyone was still like, is it still cursed?
Yeah, we had a reason to be suspicious.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got no major theories for the campaign as a whole?
No, not as a whole.
I don't think so.
I think Lord Martigal's a bad guy. I think he might be a bad guy and secretly...
Really?
Yeah, the Chaos Gods, some of them are actually nice people, but that's just like a lore in my head type of thing. Like, okay, it might be the case. And then like I haven't thought of anything about the gods yet. I don't know their like the actual gods' involvement in this. And Gilly Ganfor's still alive. I'm convinced. I think there's a corpse for him, but I think he's been reincarnated or something. I'm so sure. It's got to be true. There's things just... every session, something brews in my mind. I don't write it down. It just sits there, and I think about it for ages until I think, yeah, that makes sense, or if I think it's stupid. So, like, it depends. If you ask me next week, I'll probably come up with a different one by then.
I mean, Alex, you'll have to send it in like the D&D trauma group.
Yeah.
You're in the list of theories that you have said today. One of them is correct.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Because now I'm going to spiral. If you do this to me, I'm going to spiral. I need to know.
I'm not gonna say which.
Oh god.
And I'm not gonna say which part the correct theory was in. I'm not gonna say anything more. And I think it could be a good place to end the podcast. Thank you for tuning in this week, guys. As always, we are on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, Google. Give us that 5-star review. Keep watching. Yeah, it's going to continue going. Yeah. It's going to be just us next week.
Is it? Are you sure?
News to him.
We've got one more next week, don't we?
We've got one more next week, apparently. One more guest next week.
We've got two more. So I think next week will be the people from my campaign, my first campaign.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, next week, cool.
So that'll be fun for Iwan to find out my antics in that campaign. And then the week after, we'll be by ourselves for a little recap and other things.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. I think so. Cool. Well, yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Rosie and Emma, for coming.
Yes, thank you very much.
For having us. It's fun.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything you want to shout out? Any socials, anything?
Nope.
I did have one, but now I need to find it because I can't remember what it was.
Cool.
Let me find it.
If anyone listening wants to be on with us, put a message in the comments.
Yeah, send us a message.
And we'll see. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. We've got a very packed schedule. Got a very packed schedule. We've got Brennan
on. We do, actually. We are booked
Zach
for quite a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we are actually booked up.
I would love to get Zach on, to be fair.
Yeah, Zach on would be nice.
I would love to get Zach on.
Yeah, getting Zach on would be good.
That's the goal, guys.
Shout out to Rotating Heroes podcast. It's coming back. It's incredible. It's amazing. Yes. Definitely go and watch it.
Check it out.
It really is amazing. Rosie.
I couldn't find the person. I did save a TikTok, but it's disappeared. So, apologies. If I think of it, then I'll send it to you and you can put it in the description or whatever.
No, they leave it out. Well, sorry whoever the most cat was that Rosie found. We're not shouting you out because Rosie forgot. Very carelessly forgot what you're doing.
I'm sorry. It was a good one. If I find it, I'll try and chuck you in, even if they won't.
No,
it's all over. Done. It's all over.
It's done.
I'll make it work. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, guys. See you next week.
See you next week.